So today we're doing the 3 different roses. We're going to start off with a 1-stroke rose. So we're going to load our 3/4 angle brush. Make sure you've got a really good load on there. So to do this we need to start by doing the outer petals, usually 5, and a scalloped with a scalloped edge. So you've got all your 5 outer petals. So now I need to go in with the bud, the centre bud. So that's like an upside down U shape. You just pull up and drag back down a little bit. We load our brush and we do the underneath of the centre bud in a U shape, joining both edges up together. We do those petals, so we just drag across, pull in the brush. I should have reloaded there for the left side. As you can see, it's got a little bit mudded, so we've lost some definition. We just add a few little lines. Can't really see, as I said, I should have reloaded. But there you have a 1-stroke rose. So next we're going to go on to a tiger rose. Don't know if you've seen tiger roses. So we're going to load any brush or a sponge. Here I'm just using a Party Explosion petal brush. So if we want to load that up with red, you can use a sponge. You're just going for a circular shape. That's just a DFX Essentials red. So now you need to load a small round brush I'm using DFX Essentials black, as I do for all of my line work. That's on a Royal Langnickel Zen #1 liner brush. So we start off with a small C in the centre, and then a back to front C coming from inside to the outside of that. And then you just want to follow a sort of kind of spiral shape round using tiger stripes. So again, thin, thick, and then back to thin again. So you can practice with the pressure that you're applying on your brush to get those thin, thick, thin stripes. You just press down, a little more pressure for the thicker part. So you just carry on until you come to the outer part of your red circle. Then you have the tiger rose. So we go all the way around. Your tiger rose. So finally we're going to get, I didn't have my white to hand, so we're going to steal one out for Craze FX Split Cake. We're just using the white. We're going to use that same Royal Zen liner brush and just get a real good load of white on there. You want it nice and creamy. So we've got a nice good creamy load on there. What we're going to do for this one is we're going to do the tiger rose, but without the base, and we are just using white for this one. So you want to carry on the same as you did the small C, and just carry on round in a spiral. paint was a little dry here, so reloading again. Oh, and I changed brush because that one was splitting. So we've gone for a low Cornell brush, and we're just thick, thin, thick, just as we did on the other one, in a spiral motion. And you can carry on until you've got the size of the rose that you want. You can do really small ones, and you can keep going for larger ones. And then we have our base of the white rose. Now to blend this in a little, so we've cleaned our brush off. We're just going to dampen it a little bit, and you take the excess off with your fingers or a paper towel. I use my fingers on this, seeing as I'm not painting the face. And we just want to blend those edges a little. I'm using a half mannequin that I'm painting on. It doesn't blend quite so well on this, so if you're doing it on skin, it is so much faster because it's quicker to blend. It doesn't seem to dry out as fast as it does on this mannequin. So we're just going to blend each one of those petals towards the centre, so you always want to go towards the centre. And you're just using that damp brush to blend. You can also use a dry brush as you go along. So instead of doing all of the tiger stripes like we did here and do the complete rose, you just do one or two at a time. While it's still damp, you use your dry brush and then you drag it in. So every now and then I'm just dipping my paintbrush back in the water if I feel that I've got too much paint on there and it's dragging too much paint down. You just clean it off, pull the excess off, or wipe the excess off with your fingers or a paper towel, and then go back into the blending. And you can see it's starting to look more like a rose now rather than just the tiger stripes. We're almost finished. Just keep on dragging that down. You can also do this with a flat brush. So I've done these roses, I've used a flat brush and I've just dampened the brush, dipped the toe of the angled or flat brush into the white paint. So just a tiny amount on the corner, and then we've painted them that way. I'll show you that in a minute. We'll do some leaves using that technique, but you can also do your roses. So there we go, there's the rose done. So I'll grab a flat brush or angle brush. So this is I think it's a major brush, it's a 1/2 inch. It's nice and clean, and then we're just going to dampen that brush and dip the one corner in the activated white paint. So we've just got a small amount on there. And you want enough water that it doesn't sort of drag the paint too dry. So practice around with the consistency. If you have too much water, it's going to sort of blend too much. If you don't have enough, you will just get that white line and no gradient. So we're just doing leaf shapes, pull that down, and we'll pop a little feather in here. As you can see, it gives a nice soft effect. Just by using a little bit of water and that toe of the brush dipped in the paint. And there you go. So there's 3 different roses and a feather.